Many new betta owners worry about the wrong things. A betta resting, flaring, or following you can look confusing. But most of the time, nothing is actually wrong. The real danger is missing the small changes that truly matter. The truth is much simpler. Betta fish have clear, repeatable behaviors. Most of them are completely normal, and some of them are signals that need attention. In this video, we will calmly go through normal betta behaviors, and then we will talk about abnormal behaviors you should never ignore. No fear, no myths, just clear understanding. Normal betta behaviors. Let's start with behaviors that look confusing, but are actually normal. First, following movement. If your betta swims toward you when you walk past the tank, or follows your finger along the glass, this does not happen by accident. Bettas are observant fish. They learn routines. They notice patterns. They remember where food usually comes from and who appears near the tank. This behavior shows awareness, not emotion or stress. Next, reacting to their reflection. Sometimes a betta flares, spreads its fins, or looks like it is facing another fish. In most cases, it is seeing its own reflection. Bettas are naturally territorial. Their instinct tells them to protect their space. Occasional flaring is a normal response and does not cause harm. It only becomes a concern if it happens constantly and without rest. Another very common behavior is resting. Bettas are not fast swimmers all the time. They often rest on leaves, decorations, or near the bottom of the tank. This does not mean they are sick. It means they are conserving energy. A healthy betta will rest, then swim normally again. Another normal behavior is waiting near the glass during feeding time. Bettas quickly learn schedules. When food is given at similar times each day, they remember and position themselves where feeding usually happens. This is learning and recognition, not emotion. Another important thing to understand is that bettas learn through repetition. When the same actions happen again and again, they remember them. This is why routines are so important for betta fish. For example, if feeding time changes every day, a betta may seem less responsive or less interested, even though nothing is actually wrong. Consistency helps bettas feel stable in their environment. A stable environment leads to calmer and more predictable behavior. It is also important to understand that not all bettas behave the same way. Some bettas are naturally very active. Others are naturally calm and quiet. These personality differences are normal. Comparing one betta to another can sometimes cause unnecessary worry. Abnormal betta behaviors. Now let's talk about behaviors that are not normal. The most important thing to understand is this. Sudden change matters more than any single action. First, loss of interest. If an active betta suddenly stops responding, does not react to food, and ignores movement around the tank for several days, this is not normal behavior. Next, constant hiding. It is normal for a betta to rest or hide sometimes. But if your betta hides all the time and avoids open space completely, this can signal stress or discomfort. Another important sign is extreme lethargy. If a betta remains still for long periods, rests in unusual positions, and shows little energy day after day, this needs attention. Also watch for loss of routine behavior. If your betta no longer responds to feeding time, does not approach the glass, or stops behaviors it showed consistently before, this change is meaningful. It is also important to consider how long a behavior lasts. A short change that fixes itself is usually not a problem. But when a behavior continues for several days, especially when combined with loss of appetite or low energy, it should not be ignored. Many health or stress problems begin slowly. Bettas rarely show strong warning signs right away. That is why noticing small changes early is important. Early attention often prevents bigger problems later. Watching patterns over time is more useful than focusing on one moment. Betta fish behavior doesn't need to be confusing or scary. Most daily actions are normal and come from learning and routine. When you learn to watch patterns instead of guessing emotions, betta care becomes calmer and much more reliable.